Hey guys, it's Jolene. Welcome back to the Home Stitchery Decor YouTube channel. If you're new here, I am Jolene and I am from Calgary, Alberta, Canada. So a couple of weeks ago, I made a jelly roll rug sewing tutorial, which is right here. I will have it linked in the video description for you guys if you want to go watch it. But in that video, I got a whole bunch of questions about different things that I was doing for the rugs, and I'm going to go over them with you today because some people need to know this information, and they were valid questions that I just did not cover in that tutorial, and these are going to be some of my best tips. But before I do that, I just want to get into something fun I'm going to do. I'm not sure if you guys are all on TikTok, but there was this guy on TikTok a couple weeks ago. His tag or his page is SB Mowing, so the letter S, B, and then mowing. And he went out and he mowed this lawn and cleaned up some property for this lady. And it was a nice little old lady, and a whole bunch of people commented on that video and said, hey, could we start a GoFundMe for her? Clearly she needs some help at her property. She needs some yard service, her stairs are rickety, that kind of thing. And he ended up raising over $800,000 US for her, which is absolutely crazy. And I was, scrolling it, and it's January, and everybody's like, got the January blues and stuff. And I thought, what if every single one of us did something small like that? It doesn't have to be huge. Can't imagine raising $800,000 for somebody, but I can do something here fun with my own business and share it with you guys. So at the end of the video, we're going to do something fun. So stay tuned to the end of the video. Trust me, you're going to want to get in on this. Okay, so the very first thing, I've got a couple of post-it notes here for these questions that I had gone over. And the very first thing about the jelly roll rugs, I kept getting comments on, where people are telling other people that they need to have a sewing machine that costs over $1,000 in order to be successful sewing jelly roll rugs. And I consider myself to be an expert. I have sewn over 1,000 rugs. I sell them all the time on my website. You can go and have a look at them. I will, put a little scrolly video here for you guys to have a look. But you do not have to have a machine that costs $1,000. I sew mine just fine on machines that don't cost $1,000. So I do like to do my strips on my Husqvarna Viking machine. I find it smooth and quiet, and I really quite like it. And so I sew my strips first on that, and then I switch my machine out for a Singer heavy duty when I'm going to do the zigzag and do the rug round and round and round. The Singer heavy duty you can get on Amazon for, I think, as low as about $250 up to about $400. It's got some metal parts in it, so it's got a lot of muscle, and it is what I have been using to do the round and rounds on my rugs for forever. For as long as I can actually remember. So these machines do not have to cost a fortune. You do, however, should have a flat surface. Now I'm very fortunate. I do have an inset sewing table. As you can see, this other machine, that I would sew on facing me is inset to this table. And I highly recommend having a flat surface. So if you can't afford a table, you can use U-line medium boxes. They're about the right height for the machine. I've seen them taped together on large folding tables, and some people have even gone to the extent of putting a piece of plastic on top of them so that when you're pushing your fabric around, it's nice and smooth. Now, I will put links for all the things I can in the video description. I'm an affiliate. Those are affiliate links. You can support the channel by shopping through those links if you are shopping. My table was $200 on Facebook Marketplace, and I painted it. So it doesn't have to be super expensive. You can find used. If you've got a budget for a new one, the link will be there for you. And you do need a flat surface. And then I also recommend having a table to the side of you as well. And then this way, when you're sewing the rug and it's getting bigger, you've got another table on the side where you can take some of the weight off of that, of the jelly roll rug. So another thing you can do is use a walking foot. They can be very helpful for these larger projects. You can get walking feet basically for any machine. You can buy a machine, you can buy a walking foot for it. You can just go ahead and Google that and get yourself a walking foot, and there will be a video on YouTube somewhere. It won't be from me because I don't use one, but how to put your walking foot onto your machine and go ahead and do it that way. Now, the next thing I want to talk to you guys about is the actual fabric and the batting. So first of all, let's start with the fabric. I highly recommend using a very good quality fabric. So the cheaper your fabric, the more problems you're going to have sewing it. I've tested this series several times with, oh gosh, that fabric is so pretty and you know, I just wanted it, and it ended up being an absolute nightmare. So the jelly roll rug tutorial that I did, the video tutorial I did a couple weeks ago, uses this one from Maywood Studios. I got this one from Missouri Star, and I'll just have a picture of the rug I made with it here so you guys can see, but do get a good quality jelly roll for it. And I also will put a link in the video description. Missouri Star doesn't have links anymore, but Connecting Threads does. And they have very good quality jelly rolls at really good pricing. And they have free shipping in Canada as well, and in the United States if you purchase over a certain amount. So they've got some really nice collections there. You can buy pre-cut jelly rolls. You can cut your own with just a rotary blade. You need 42.5-inch strips to make the large jelly roll, is typically what they're done with. Or you can purchase an AccuQuilt cutting machine. I'll have a picture of it here. I have the studio version of it. That's typically what I do. Lots of times I don't just buy jelly rolls. If you look on my website, you'll see I have mix and match collections. So I have the jelly rolls, and then I have tea towels that match them. I have dish drying mats that match them. I have soup bowl cozies that match them, and they'll all be in the same fabric line. So I'll go ahead and buy bolts of fabric, and then I'll cut them out with my AccuQuilt machine and all the dies that go with that. And just so you guys know, all of those tutorials are also here on the channel. So you can go ahead and make pretty much anything that I'm making. Fill your boots and go ahead and take it to a farmer's market. I really think that we could do better as a society if we all just helped each other out. I know something, I'm teaching it here on YouTube. That's a good time to remind you guys to like, subscribe, and hit the heart or share this video. Thank you. Okay, so the next thing that we need to talk about is the batting. I like to use the Pelon batting with scrim. I'll have a picture of it here for you guys. And again, the link will be in the video description if you need to get some. The batting does make a difference as far as I can tell. It seems to, the sewing just goes better. Everything stays flat. And this Pelon with scrim has a nice loft to it as well. So you get a nice thick rug from it, and you will need a decent machine to sew that thick rug with. Sometimes, you know, if you're buying the absolute bottom basement cheapest machine that you can get, there's one in particular on Amazon that I wouldn't recommend. It starts with an F-E-I or something. I bought a few of them and it just did not do the trick for me. So that's my opinion on that. Don't get that brand, but the heavy duty seems to do well. So get yourself some thick batting. You can purchase this in bolts at your local fabric store by the meter, the Pelon with scrim, or you can just get the pre-done rolls here in this picture. And to do a large rug, you need two 50-yard rolls, or I'm in Canada, so we all know yards here in Canada, but in the States, you might not know meters. Okay, so the next thing we need to talk about is why is everybody rolling their fabric up into these balls? In my opinion, like absolutely ridiculous. It actually makes me kind of giggle a little bit because I think you guys just don't get it. So you would never see like a fabulous dress designer get a bolt of fabric and scrunch the crap out of it and leave it sitting on their sewing table and then come back next week and sew a beautiful gown. Like that's just not how it works. But somebody has got it in their head that we should all wind our jelly roll strips up into a large ball resembling a ball of yarn. But here's the problem with that. When you start sewing, you're sewing from the outside of the ball, and you do your first 3 loops in the center of it and everything's looking pretty. And then by about round 4 or 5, your rug starts to do this. Well, no wonder when you've wound your fabric up into a ball like this, wound it and wound it and wound it, and the closer you get to the inside of that ball, the more that fabric has been squished and twisted. And oftentimes you're leaving that fabric sitting for a week or 2 before you get back to sewing the rug itself. You've got the strips and you've subjected that fabric to humidity, to heat in your home, and now you've basically and essentially trained that fabric to be twisted, and you're wondering why you're not getting a flat rug. So I've never done that. Even the thumbnail for this video has an AI generated fabric ball. It doesn't even look normal, but if you go look quick, I wouldn't even do it with my own fabric. I made an AI image to prove my point. Okay, so I use a basket. It's really handy. They've been using them for centuries. I put my strips in the basket, and then they don't get all folded up, and I put it on the floor and it stays all nice and clean. So I just use a great big wicker basket to hold my strips in. Okay, so the next thing we need to talk about is thread. I use a 40 weight polyester thread, and this is why. It takes a lot of pull to get this thread to break. And if I use a cotton thread, let's wind some of it off here, find the end here. Cotton thread breaks ridiculously easy. You can try this theory out on your own thread at home. But the polyester thread takes a little more pull. So when your thread is catching on the rug and you're missing stitches on the rug, and you wonder why it's not catching on the bottom on the rug, and then you wash the rug and you wash the rug and you wash the rug, and then all of a sudden your strips are coming apart, it could be because you're using cotton thread, and therefore I recommend using a high break polyester thread. I use a 40 weight, which essentially is an embroidery thread. Looks really pretty, lasts a long time, been doing it forever. Okay, so back to the fun part. Thanks for staying to the end of this video. So yeah, it's 2025, and I think that we could all just be having a little bit more fun. So what I'm going to tell you, first of all, is terms and conditions, and make note that none of this is associated with YouTube. They have absolutely nothing to do with it. They don't sponsor it. They're not endorsing it. They're not going to monitor it. They're not policing it. You can't complain to them about it. Just don't do it. The rules will be in the video description, along with YouTube's community guidelines link there as well. And we could all have a little bit more fun if we just participated in things. So I'm going to be the first one to put myself out there and participate in this. So number one, this is inspired by SB Mowing, because he's doing some fabulous work, and I can start out small and grow bigger as this channel grows bigger. And as of tomorrow, this channel will be monetized. Yay! Finally, the channel will be monetized, and therefore I will be earning income off these views on this channel. And I feel like I could give back to the community just for fun, just so we can have more fun and get more people involved, and hopefully that will free up some more of my time so that I can make more tutorials and we can have more fun. So here are the rules. You need to like this video, you need to be subscribed to the channel, and you need to leave a comment. And the reason that you need to leave a comment is because I need to get a hold of you to give you a jelly roll. So the comments, the first comments on this video from 1 to 100 are going to be eligible to win this jelly roll. The comments after 100 comments will not be eligible, so you'll be able to see them. Everybody will be able to count them. We'll put them in order. And I don't know if you can see this wheel on my computer screen in the back, but essentially I'll break the video here and I'm going to show you how the wheel works. Okay guys, this is the wheelie thing we're going to use. We've got it set here from 1 to 100. So anyone leaving a comment, the first comment to the 100th comment on that video, we will come back and we're going to spin the wheel, and whatever number it picks, we'll line it up with the matching comment. And I'm going to double check and make sure you guys are subscribed and have hit the like button. And if not, I will spin again. And so we'll spin here just so you guys can see as an example. This is an example only, but here it's going to show us the number that is the potential winner, which is number 80. So every time we spin the wheel, it will give us a different number. So there's no, making this stuff up. Let's have some fun with it. What's the next number it's going to show us is number 69. All right, that's how it's going to work. So we've seen how the wheel works. I am going to randomly, I'm going to spin that wheel, and from the numbers 1 to 100, it is going to select a number. And then I'm going to go back through the comments and find out who left the comment. So if the wheel picks number 53, I'm going to go to comment 53, and I'm going to have to contact you to give you a rug, or a rug, my apologies, to give you a jelly roll so you can make your own rug. So you have to be willing for me to contact you and all that kind of fun stuff. And I'm going to have to mail it to you. It's going to be absolutely free. You don't have to pay a darn thing to get in on this fun. So go ahead and leave a comment on the video, and then I will do a video where I spin the wheel and pick the winner, and you will be notified, and we'll connect, and I will send you off a roll. So that is it for today's video. Thank you all so much for being here. I cannot believe I finally got monetized. More details on that later. Bye.